another team had a great victory, and that was the Chicago Bears. They beat the Green Bay Packers.
What a game.
And listen, man, maybe the way they're winning, you're not completely sold on, but maybe you are.
Can't keep getting away with it. They just can't. They've
been getting away with it for 15 weeks.
So if they can't keep getting away with it, then where do they fall in the NFC playoff picture? What is their ceiling? What do you see the best possible outcome for the 2025 Chicago Bears being in a playoff setting?
If this team makes it to the NFC Championship game,
There's a path.
I'm just gonna not believe in anything
Because
anymore.
there's a path for them to get the 1 seed. One
True.
seed means you likely
just gotta
avoid
win one game.
Seattle versus or the Rams in the second round.
Yep.
And you beat, Green Bay or Carolina, Tampa, whoever it might be in the second round. You're right there. I think. Listen, the Chicago has its faults. They're going to have their faults. The defense is going to have its issues. Caleb is going to be inaccurate from time to time. But I mean, Jesus, this is why I'm never going to give up on Caleb. This is why I think anyone who was giving up on Caleb or, just questioning him, I'm like, dude, it's so obviously there. Yeah. It's been impossible all year long for me to watch the Bears and Caleb Williams and be like, it's not going to work. And he was far from perfect, he wasn't perfect or any means in that game. But the last drive of regulation after the onside kick, the last drive in overtime, the crazy touchdown to DJ Moore, he just got it, man. He's just got it. One thing to me, I saw this with Lamar and Hurts, it's mental toughness is big. What you talk about in the press and at the podium is big. I feel like Caleb Williams is A+. I feel like he never rattles. I feel like when it comes to every single time it's the post-game, go Bears at the end. He says we have the best coaching staff in the world. All of that shit matters for a franchise quarterback. And Caleb, A+, every time to that little stuff. So now it's just on the field. It's just being accurate. It's being consistent. And even a lot of the inaccuracies, I know the completion percentage is under 60% this year. Maybe it's over after last game.
It's under.
It's still under. A lot of it still is him making 4 people miss in the backfield and throwing the ball away. He didn't take a single sack.
No, he was OD in the pocket.
He didn't take a single sack. Last week, this past Saturday against the Green Bay Packers. I know, no Micah Parsons, whatever. But to take not a single sack, regardless of who you're playing, is impressive as a quarterback. So he was just great in that game. And he's what gives this team a ceiling. They're going to run the shit out of the ball. They'll probably get a turnover or 2 in the playoffs. But what we saw in the fourth quarter and overtime from Caleb Williams is why, if you're a Bears fan, you could talk yourself into an NFC Championship game.
Absolutely. I don't know if you want to go first, because I'm kind of right on the same line as Dehls.
NFC Chip.
I'm not saying NFC Chip. However, when you look at this team that's currently the 2nd seed, what they have done all season long, and they are ahead of schedule. They are not a complete football team. Caleb Williams this year has shown so much brilliance, so many great moments. With that, he also has the lowest expected completion percentage in the NFL. There's still a lot for this team to improve on, and there's still a lot to grow in the passing game. But the one thing with the Bears that you cannot take away this season is that if you give them an ounce of daylight, if you make one mistake, when Romeo Doubs bobbles that onside kick, and you let them into the game, they can beat anybody. They have an identity. They're a well-coached team. And this NFL this year, where there's not that clear top dog, we saw the Commanders last year go to the NFC Championship game. Stun the Lions, a team that was the 1st seed. Most people had them. Oh, it's a shoo-in. Give me Detroit in this game. But every single year in the playoffs, we see something crazy happen. And when I look at this Bears team, it is a reassuring sign to see Caleb Williams in the clutch play as well as he has. But then they're hinging that with the identity they do have. I thought the Packers did a great job containing the run. And they're one of the few teams this year that have actually been able to slow it down. But when you look at the job that Ben Johnson has done in 1 year, this is one of the craziest turnarounds we've seen. And people always chalk up turnovers to just pure luck. It's not purely entirely luck that they are number 1 in the NFL this year in turnovers and also turnover plus minus. I think that is something that in these playoff environments that can put you up 1 or 2 possessions. And when this Bear team has a lead, they are very hard to beat. And we've also seen them come back from behind time in and time out.
They play hard, and I feel like they are a very tough team. They hit hard. I haven't felt their hits, but I can hear the noises from the TV.
When it gets to a point, what are we glazing?
When the Packers players get hit, you feel it a little bit, you think?
I definitely have felt it.
We're glazing hard hitting that we don't know about. We're glazing press conferences.
It's true.
But Bo Nix is flawless. It's you know what? Let me not do this. I'm not trying to make it into a Bo Nix Caleb thing ever again.
Press conferences matter for quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Bo Nix is buttoned up to the T.
No, I never. Did I ever say he wasn't?
I know, but you never mentioned it when you talk about Bo Nix. Or
he doesn't speak better
I don't
than
mean to
Caleb.
put a damper on this, but like Justin
You know what I
Fields
mean?
is
He don't
very
speak
good
better
at
than
press.
Caleb.
Better than Caleb.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like every once in a while. Oh, it's just the Jets. I don't know.
So like, what are we comparing?
Nix has a little bit of lisp.
Does he?
Yeah, Caleb speaks eloquently.
I
No,
can't believe we're doing this.
This is what we're doing, John. That's where I'm at.
He was
That's
at
what
a
I'm
community
saying.
event.
Like,
and
what are
wore
we glazing?
He wore
really?
a cheese grater hat at a community event in Chicago.
That actually
It was
moved
hard.
me. That moved me.
kinda
See,
funny.
there's things that moved me. Not the fucking press conferences. Not the
matters.
fucking
He
definitely has-
hard-hitting noises.
It matters,
No,
man.
what moves me is him being game time when you needed him.
And
That
Caleb has
moved
better
me.
skin too.
All right,
He does
all
have
right.
beautiful skin.
All right.
Can we?
He uses great
talk
moisturizer.
Can we
probably.
please?
He should drop a get ready with me. I want to know what his skin routine is.
See, you could say he has better skin, but when Bo Nix links up with Accutane and he gets that bag, you better watch it. He'll be the poster child for acne. Respect him. Nevertheless, what moves me was being clutch, and that's what he was on prime time Saturday night. He was excellent. That throw to DJ Moore was one of the best this season. That last drive to go ahead and put them in a position to tie the game to go on to overtime. One, I was shocked by the decision that they didn't go for two.
Especially with the wind. Santos was great all game, but even still.
They were just
I
feeling
thought they
it.
were going for two.
They were just feeling it to a point where there was like, you know what? I trust our guys. We're gonna go into overtime and we're gonna win this game. Respect.
I mean, I was fearful that they were going to go for two in that situation. I just felt like at that point,
They could have gone.
They
for
had
two.
a
I thought
lot
they
of
could've gone
momentum.
Right there. 100% agree.
the Bears, like I said, though, they play hard. They play physical. I think the addition of C.J. Gardner-Johnson has been huge for their just morale and their attitude. They really play with the feistiness that I think has led to them being the league leader in turnovers. I think their turnover margin on both sides of the ball is why they've been so successful. They're second in turnovers committed on offense. They're first in defense. So that helps taking care of the ball, but also taking it away from other teams.
Yep.
And it has masked a lot of inconsistent play with the team. You know, the passing game has been inconsistent. I thought that Caleb really didn't have a lot of places to go with the ball because he was dealing with a lot of makeshift receivers that didn't understand the offense as well as Adunze or Burden have. Because Burden, he really broke out against the Browns. And that was a game where you looked at and said, okay, if his role is this moving forward, we could see some real flashes and potential.
He's going to be special.
I think that's what makes Chicago in the playoffs dangerous is that when they're healthy, the receivers are healthy, it's going to be really tough to stop. And their offensive line gives them such a floor to where they can ground and pound you to death. They can run the football well. And if Caleb and the receivers are connecting and in sync in the playoffs, it's going to be an offense that is going to be very tough to stop. That defense is still vulnerable, and turnover luck has been on their side, but the Packers had pretty much a successful offensive drive whenever they wanted to on that defense. It was that great that the Packers were playing. And in a game where I thought Green Bay played better for maybe 90% of it, the 10%, which what mattered and ended up deciding the game, is why Chicago ended up winning. So I think that there's some unsustainability to how they've been winning football games, but I do think that there are other areas that can pick up to make up for that if they don't get the turnovers, they don't get these plays at the end of games. They can be more consistent through four quarters. There are ways that can happen, that they can be a really tough out for some teams.